guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to update you on the Crestliner XFC 179. That is the boat that we purchased at the latter part of last year. I believe we picked it up in September, late August, early September, somewhere around there. And we haven't had really a good time to update, although we have been out on the boat on fishing trips. And when I was looking at the Crestliner, there wasn't a lot of videos concerning the XFC 179. So what we're going to do is an update video, as well as point out some of the features, some of the things that I like, and some of the things that are not quite what I prefer. So let's get busy. Okay, for all of you guys who may be new to the channel and just tuning in for the first time, we are doing a update video on the Crestliner XFC 179, and ours is named Betty Jean, which I did name my boat after my mom. We have the 60 horsepower engine on ours. Actually, in addition to the 60 and 90 horsepower four-stroke, you could get a 65 or an 80 horsepower jet four-stroke. Check out the Crestliner website to find out all of the details. Now, one of the things I love about this is this 60 horsepower Mercury. It has been flawless, starts every time, runs flawlessly, and we have been able to get up to 32 miles an hour wide open out on the lake. The gas tank is here on the corner, no issues there. What I will say is that although I picked this boat up last year, it took us probably 6 or 8 months to use up a full tank of gas. It gets great gas mileage. Now, we haven't gone as far as I'd like to. We were basically testing it out for the first 2 times we broke in the engine. Then after that, I was learning all new equipment. So it's been a learning process. But needless to say, and nevertheless, it does get great gas mileage. One of the things that we upgraded is right in the back here, and I'm going to turn the camera around so you can. Those of you guys who have been following the channel know that we replaced our trolling motor battery with 2 Lithium batteries, and they have worked flawlessly. Normally on a whole day out on the water, we can ride all day long and still have one of the batteries barely used at the end of the trip. By simply going to my phone and tapping in on the Lithium app, I am able to check in on my batteries to see the status of their charge anywhere at any time. I can check them individually, and it will show their rate of charge and the current battery voltage that is available. This is after being out on the water all day. I still had 100% on one battery and 77% on the other. You could get away with just running 1 lithium, depending on how much trolling that you do. But I definitely, have overkill with 2 of them on there. Okay, some of the other things that I like on the boat. These seats that Crestliner provides are very, very comfortable. We get out there and they have been very comfortable. Of course, you have all the storage areas. Generally, what we will do is put anything that we need to get right to under the passenger seat. And then, of course, my grandson has ridden in the middle, and that's where we also keep a lot of stuff. But it's nice to have all those nice compartments that you can get to. Of course, we have a live well here, which we have used already. Carry some catfish and some crappie in there. Yeah, very handy. Most of the time, generally speaking, I do not carry both of these, what they call nowadays old man seats. But since I'm probably in the category of an old man now, I do keep one pole up front just in case I want to sit down and relax out there if I'm just by myself and just chill. So no shame in my game. One of the things that we did add that does not come with the Crestliner. It does come with these mag wheels. I was going to buy a third one for the spare, but I thought that's really overkill for a spare. So we just got a regular steel wheel, and we added a spare tire holder, and that's literally the only place that we could fit it. And as you can see, if you look down below there, it just has enough clearance to get the boat on there. We tried putting it all over the place on this boat, but that's the only place that it really fits perfectly. So yeah, of course it does come with the swing tongue, which has been absolutely perfect to get into the garage. No issues there. As you look up front here, one of the things that we did early on, I put a plate over where you would normally have the pedal for the trolling motor, because we did replace the stock trolling motor with a Minn Kota power drive, which also has spot lock, and I definitely think that that was one of the best upgrades that I did. Now, had money not been an object, I promise you I would have probably preferred the Terrova because of its ease of deployment and other features that I miss having had a Terrova before. This one, at the beginning of the day and the end of the day, it's like wrestling a small child to get that trolling motor to deploy and back out of the water. I knew that going in. I heard all the reviews. Most everyone has said that, but you know, money is money. For money, you can get whatever you want, but I didn't have everything. Or maybe I say I didn't have that kind of money. So other than that, pretty standard fare. We use this area over here, this storage area, to the front of the console. I use that to store my net, soft plastics, and anything else that I want to fit in there. Of course, if you look up front here, there's the other live well. I use that to put drinks. Sometimes I put ice in there and keep stuff in there like that. Works well. This compartment up here, up very front, that does have a spring load option. Keep all my life jackets, life preservers, and all those type things. So, another addition that we added as we were continuing on our journey was a shallow water anchor. And we're going to pause right now because I thought my neighbor was done cutting grass, but he's back at it, so we'll stop right there. Just a little pause to enjoy one of the other things that I enjoy in life. A few years ago, my mother-in-law bought us a planter that had these beautiful red flowers, and hummingbirds started coming around. So much so that I became fascinated, and I started putting these hummingbird feeders out here. And this little fella, he's probably the smallest one, but he's fierce. He really does not like to have his area invaded by the other hummingbirds, so he's pretty protective. But just to see God's creation and how a little bird this size and how fast its wings can move, where he can hover and swoop in, and just at a bat of an eye, he's there and then he's gone. Sometimes I can stand literally underneath the feeder and they will come up and feed whether I'm standing there or not. They usually start off in the summer kind of bashful, but pretty soon, boy, they're drinking that juice, and they have emptied this feeder right here. In 3 days, they'll suck all of that out of there, and I'll fill it up again, and then we start the process all over. But they're such a beautiful, beautiful creatures, and I certainly like watching God's creations in action, and it's one of those pleasures in life that everybody should enjoy. One of the issues that I have had with these seats is these pedestals make so much noise out on the water that I think that they scare the fish away. I'm going to get up here and see if I can demonstrate how much noise they make. Now, I did put some lithium grease on them, some white lithium grease, so maybe that cured my problem. So let's see. I guess that white lithium grease took care of the problem that I had, because they're not making any noise now. One of the other things that I love about this boat is the amount of room that I have. As you guys can tell, I'm not a small guy. So it seems as though that white lithium grease cured my problem with the noise of these pedestal seats. Put some lithium grease on the pedestal mount where the seat goes in, and that seems to have cured that problem. Most of the times I run a tackle box down here with my stuff that I want readily easy access to when we get out on the water. All other times I have 3 planos on each side, crankbaits, jerk baits. So we have had a great time. Let's see if I can turn this on so you can see what it looks like. It took me a while. I went a couple of videos and I didn't know what I was looking at or why, so okay. And I usually put it on screen number 4 and use the side view when we get out there, and it's pretty doggone good. While we're waiting for that to come up, some of the other things that we've had to deal with, one of the things that has not been very effective for me is this shallow water anchor. And the reason why, when you deploy this thing, basically what you do is you just pull it over like that, slide it down through the hole and shove it into the ground. But as you can see, even on the trailer, the water would have to be maybe 2 feet deep for me to use it, and I have not been in water that was 2 feet deep, such as a river where the current is flowing fast enough for me to be able to use this. So other than taking the pole and retrieving one of the people who live on Lake Anna's dog toy and pushing off from the dock, I haven't really had a really good reason to put it to its full use. So that's one of those things that better to need it or not need it, or better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Yeah, get that out if you give me enough chances. Of course, this Scotty mount is good for all kinds of things, including this rod holder. Unfortunately, the kind of fishing that I do, it's really not effective for me to even use it. So I usually use these Scotty mounts for my camera equipment. There's a mount on the other side that I use if I'm going to do some video shots. But other than that, everything is copacetic. We haven't had any issues out of the boat, other than the small snafus that we have had with the gauges not reading properly. Mainly it is the fuel gauge, and that's not a game changer. And the Crestliner dealer that I bought it from did reach out to me, because I did list that in one of the things that was wrong with my boat when I was given a survey, and they did reach out to me and ask me if I could bring it back in. Well, the problem with that is I'm 7.5 hours away from the dealership, and that's one of the things I would caution you guys. If you're going to buy a boat that is not or does not have a dealer for that brand where you live at, it's something to think about, because small things like that, which I would love to take it back to the dealer and have him, you know, make it perfect, it's just not realistic for me to drive 7.5 hours. It's going to cost me more money to trailer it that far, and losing 2 days really, because I need a day to drive down and a day to drive back, realistically, if they're going to fix it the same day. And it's just not worth it. And what I've been doing, so that it's not an issue for me, one of the ways that I look at the gas gauge, because the gas gauge doesn't work, I just open the hatch up, and it's a clear gas tank, so I just look to see how much is in it. I know how far I've been. If it's half full, you know, I just do it that way. I don't go enough long trips to make it, you know, a big deal. Would I love to have those things working? Absolutely. Should the dealer have made sure those things were working before I took the boat? I would have loved if that had happened, but that's neither here or there now. But overall, I'm very pleased with the boat. So what we use, another thing that we use is the Mercury Vessel View. Now, if I were to remove this cover, there is a box that you plug in to the engine wiring harness, and it gives you data from this particular engine. And what you do, you turn your key on, which is on in the on position right now, and then there's an app on your phone. It's called Mercury Vessel View, and I'm going to show you on my phone. Don't mind my grandkids and my wife. And you go to the app, which is right here, Mercury Vessel View. Tap on that, and immediately this comes up. And then it says connecting to module. And the key is on, it should connect shortly, as it is. Okay. Now, on this module, you're able to read how many gallons you have, gas left, your mile per hour, and your RPM. So I can literally set this on the dash of my boat, my phone, and look at it going down. And it's very much, I say, more accurate than anything else. And it has other things on here. You can do navigation, all sorts of things. Winterizing, checklists, pre-departure, all those things that you can look at. Yeah, you can look at a whole host of things. Wastewater level, it has all kinds of things that you can add to your Vessel View app. You can check your maintenance, record events, fish catches, you can put your species, weight, and all those things, save it. All that stuff you can put in your Vessel View. So yeah, it's a very useful app, and I would say yes, it is very impressive. And that's what I've been using. So I would say this, it's not a deal breaker for the little things that we've had go wrong with the Crestliner XFC 179. And I wanted to do this review because when I went to buy my Crestliner XFC, there was nobody telling me anything. There was only one person that even had one, and we've had a chance to fish out on it. You guys have seen how roomy it is for a guy like myself, 6'7". Both my brother and my son and my daughter have been out with me, both of my sons and my daughter and my brother, and all of us are 200 pounds or more, other than my daughter. She would never want me to say anything crazy like that. But yeah, we've had some great times, and as much as I say all of that, the Crestliner may be for sale. So if you're possibly interested in purchasing the Crestliner, leave me a message, and we'll talk about it. And is it really for sale right now? I'm not sure. I love going fishing and spending time with my family, but some things are about to change pretty quickly, I would add, and I want to make sure that I'm prepared, and I may not have time to go fishing much anymore. So it's one of those things that I've been thinking about, and if someone were really interested in purchasing the boat, I'm not going to give it away, I can promise you that. So anybody who's thinking, yeah, let's give him a low ball offer, don't do that, because I'm definitely not going to give it away. It's not quite a year old. It has what, maybe 10 hours worth of use on the motor. I've upgraded all of those things that we looked at. The fish finder, Garmin, one of the best fish finders out there, spare tire, shallow water anchor, all that stuff. It adds up. And yeah, so anyway, that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed just looking around the boat, and we'll be back. We'll have some more Maverick content. Probably not going to be adding any more items, but I would like to go to at least one event before the year is out that involves some other Mavericks other than myself. I see people posting pictures about the nicest looking Mavericks in Fredericksburg and things like that, and yeah, I guess there's some people who really love their Mavericks and think that they're beautiful, and I'm one of those people too. So yeah, I would love to get together with some of these guys. We used to have Maverick meetups, but they were not successful enough for me to continue to do those things by myself. I would like to do in collaboration with somebody else maybe, but it's one of those things that it takes a lot of planning to make one successful, and a lot of great communication skills with all those folks who are out there with Mavericks, and I am not sure I'm the guy who has the time and the resources to get one pulled off so that we have more than, I think the most number of Mavericks that we had at any one of the meets that I had was 5. And for me, that's not a success. I can find 5 Mavericks if I drive to the store right now. So yeah, you guys keep on watching, tuning in, liking and subscribing. It goes a long way, and comment to making sure that this channel stays afloat. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.